This is a photo of me that I found a little while ago. It's 2 years ago, the Mario Kart tournament, and I actually upset the people running the tournament by playing really good. I'm pretty sure this was at the end of 2020. This was after my eye incident, you know. So playing in tournaments was already getting a little harder for me, but I was still pretty good and stuff. So I started out the tournament well, won the first bracket quite easily. I'm pretty sure I barely didn't make it to the next round or something like that. So I had to go to the losers round. We always play with the losers round. So if you aren't able to make it, there is always a nice losers bracket to be in. So you can always make your way back. Oh, that is a bomb. The bomb's away. So I went to losers and it went pretty well. Up until the fact that I had to go on Super Bell Subway. You guys might be like, huh, wait, Super Bell is like your favorite track in the game. Spoiler alert, yes it is. Well, not anymore since Ninja Hideaway. So I was in losers and I don't know what happened, like the CPUs just started going crazy. And they just were hitting me. I just couldn't do anything about it, ended up on 9th. And because of that, I lost my gigantic lead and ended up getting out of the tournament. So you might be like, Alka, how were you able to upset it by doing that? Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is where the story gets interesting. So we had this rule where if someone had to go because of like a train or something, somebody could play instead of them. Now this is where the funny thing comes in. Now a good friend of mine, he had to go to train, ladies and gentlemen. And the person he decided to choose to play for him was me. But before this, we pretty much didn't even play for that much money or anything. But now we were playing for qualifiers with a prize pot of like 500 euros, I'm pretty sure, or something. Yeah, we were actually playing for something. We had like a huge sponsor. So, I don't know why we still kept the rule, but we had the rule before then, okay? Now, what the interesting part is that I had to play for him. I played his semifinals. Played fantastic. I played much better than earlier on in the night. I don't know what it was, but I played much better that semifinals. I raced past by the competition, and then we had to play like a certain seed, which was very annoying for my eyes at the point. At that point, but I was actually winning. I was winning. So this is the part where like the commentators, the people running the tournament, the person responsible for everything that happened in the bar, they started to stress because, oh, what if somebody were to qualify for someone else with this giant prize pot? We can't let that happen, obviously. That's the funny thing. So I was in the lead, and I just looked at my, around me for a little bit because I saw people like stressing out, like running through the place. It was wild. Everybody was stressing out because, hey, what if this kid were to win for someone else and he were to qualify for that 500 euro prize pot, you know? I was already qualified by the online mode, so I already didn't care for myself. And I wasn't even playing for myself at that point anymore. So at that point, I was in the lead, but somebody else came back in. But like other competitors were also looking quite annoyed at me because the fact, you know, what if they weren't able to make it to that grand finale for that prize pot, you know? Because I was playing for someone else. That does kind of sounds unfair, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Continuing on, we were on the last few tracks. I was in the lead, and we were at the final track, which ended up being Hyrule Circuit. Now, for the people who don't know, Hyrule Circuit is one of my lesser favorite tracks because of the fact that there's a shortcut at the end with like the grass. And in my personal opinion, that is the hardest shortcut in the entire game. It is very precise with the bouncing. Not if you have a mushroom, then it's quite easy, but if you don't, then yeah, good luck, man. Try and hop over that. It was very close. Before the race actually started, I was actually with second place at the exact same amount of points. Unfortunately, I barely lost due to that hopping thingy. I lost and got second. I was still very proud of it. Unfortunately, I didn't win for them. Everybody calmed down. And obviously, after the tournament, oh my god. Obviously, after the tournament, the rule actually was this, yeah, the rule, I don't know, wasn't allowed anymore because, you know, the prize pot. If we were to do another tournament where there was no giant prize pot or qualifications for one, then obviously it would be okay. But if somebody were to win that, you know, placing for someone else, that would not be fair. So the rule was gone, and in the end, there were still like 2 more weeks to qualify, so 2 more spots. The dude himself actually made it to, well, the friend of mine I actually was playing for, he actually made it to the finals. Well, not to the actual finals where we could place for him. He made it to the finals of one of these qualifiers. Not to the actual finale, but he lost with a 1 point difference, and that was the saltiest moment ever, so rip him. I made it to the finals, ended up top 10 or something, so that was that tournament where I got the top 10 of the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a very interesting story. Anybody have any questions? I love telling that story because I remember just sitting there, dude. I was just sitting there playing the game, and when we were done with the race, I was just looking at people were just like, they were running, they were stressing. That was the most amount of stress I've seen in a person yet. But it was just so funny to me, like, how stressed they were. Like, obviously, I would be stressed in their situation as well, but still. Like, legit, they were more scared of me than they were on Halloween, probably.